Well, wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Jesus Christ. I'm feeling incestuous. I gotta get this taste out of my mouth. Y'all have got to be wondering, Ducati, what the hell are you doing singing that god-awful song? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing.
Yep.
I didn't lose no bet. I didn't make no agreements. I offered this moment up as incentive to the Tennessee Volunteers to beat the Alabama Crimson Tide and possibly make our lives easier, which they did. Congratulations. Big win. I know that's old news, but I was kind of down and out right after the game, and then things kind of happened. So here we are. Here you have it. There is the rendition of whatever that song's called for the Tennessee Volunteer fan base. I mean, it was a hell of a thing. Like Luke Skywalker, Tennessee took that impossible shot and they blowed up the Death Star. But this weekend, also like Luke Skywalker, Tennessee, y'all about to find out who your real daddy is.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be.
Wow. Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 9:30. It's time to go behind the hedges. I'm your host, Mitch. This is my co-host, the Golden Pipes, Matt Ducati.
I don't know how they sing that shit. I mean, is that song cursed? Am I supposed to have like fur on my tongue and like my throat swell up?
Yeah, I think that's what it does to you. Yeah, maybe might make you grow a neck beard and. Ooh, hey, welcome aboard, everybody. Hello, all you out there in listening land. Yes, sir. Welcome, Robert. Saturday is a day of reckoning. Look, man, I'm hoping to bring some guests on. We actually got a guest down here waiting. We're gonna get to you in just one second, so stick around. We're going live right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Please, if you are watching this show, first and foremost, like this video. Leave us a comment. We'll read it on the screen. Share this video with your friends if you like it, if you don't like it. And you can even come on and talk to us face to face. And what?
Subscribe. Good God, subscribe.
Oh. yeah, please subscribe.
I have Mitch is still drunken from the sound of this voice, as I'm sure all of you are.
Yes.
I bet you, I'm not even going to check my phone. I bet you I got Tennessee fans texting me to convert and come on over because they ain't ever heard a rendition. Whitney Houston could not have done it that good.
Ooh.
And y'all know what I say is true.
Man.
This is a heck of a week, man. We got a lot of stuff. We actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. Hopefully we keep everything on the rails. If anybody pops in, give us your questions, comments, concerns. You can even shit talk us at this point because I've got a little zen thing going on, Mitch. How you feel about this week? Yeah.
Dude, I feel oddly relaxed, to be honest with you. I feel like I should have like hornets buzzing in my head, but I just don't. I just feel relaxed. I'm ready for it. I'm excited about it, and let's get it. Hey, we got a guest waiting to come on the show. There, Matt. You ready to open up these phone lines?
Show go on.
Show. Okay. Oh, look at that. We have the ghost of John Ward.
Welcome, ghost of John Ward.
Yeah.
Hello, football fans. This is John Ward. Calling you from the pearly gates to discuss this week's matchup between your Tennessee Volunteers and the Bulldogs of Georgia.
How's Larry Munson doing?
Yeah, really.
I ain't seen him in a minute. Maybe you can tell us.
The smell of the cigars got him kicked out of the club, boys.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to get a few words in. John, they won't talk to me. Shut up, Bill Anderson. This is my time, damn it.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you've had an opportunity yet, but could you swing by and say hello to Charlie Trippy and Vince Dooley for us? We'd really appreciate that.
I just saw them on the ninth green at the ninth green of Augusta up here. We have a replica up here. You know, it's yeah,
also, while you're there, if it is present, you could give us a message to Anthony Richardson's Heisman hopes. Tell him that we were all just praying for him.
Well, as you football fans know, the latest casualty are the Heisman hopes and dreams of one William Levis that were smashed this weekend as the blood of the Wildcats of Kentucky were smeared on the walls.
Oh man,
you could say it was a blue-blooded affair.
Yeah. Let's not forget that Brenton Cox's college career and Brian Harson's professional career.
Well, gentlemen, I must say I must keep this brief. This is a collect call.
Oh yes, I bet your Chargers are going to be out of this world.
Life. The Chargers are going to be ungodly.
Right. Well, thank you for stopping by.
I just want to say, if you don't think that this is going to be the game of this century so far, I have 3 words for you. No, sir-ree. No, sir-ree. The crowd is going to be berserk.
Thank you, Ghost.
Because it's good.
Thank you, Ghost. We will look forward to hearing from you.
Are we the only show on the internet that get a call from the afterlife?
Man, it's spooky season.
How can you not come to watch this? We're getting calls from ghosts. Come on, man.
I know. Hey, actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the invite link here, and I'm going to drop it down here in the chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, I think maybe Twitter will get it too. Yeah, I think so. There it is, guys. So click on it. Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk. We got another caller here. Oh, hello, sir.
The young one.
A living, breathing Vols fan.
Actually, he does not have a death certificate that we know of.
Yeah. Hey, there's Chucky Napier.
He might have a death wish.
Hey,
he is certainly alive.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Chucky. Man, I really was looking forward to getting you on camera tonight, Chucky. I wanted to ask you some questions about Mr. Cox, but also share with you a conversation that Mr. Ducati and I were having about your head coach, and it is not what you expect, I'm sure.
He's still pissing and moaning like he was in Tennessee.
Let's say that again, Brandon.
I said, is he still pissing and moaning like he was on the Tennessee sidelines?
Oh, no. Brent. Yeah,
Lord.
never heard of her.
Oh, Lord, bless man's little heart. Well, young Brandon, how are y'all feeling this week?
Like a shiny new penny, baby. We just keep winning.
Gotta feel good. I need to get some clarification on a comment earlier in the group chat. Somebody said that Tennessee being ranked number 1 in these, the CFB rankings that came out tonight earlier. In case you missed it, it was Tennessee 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Clemson 4. Was that right? Michigan 5, Alabama 6. Is that the way it went?
Correct. Yep.
All right. So a comment was made that
pause for like 2 seconds. Boy, I can tell you there's some Michigan fans with red assholes tonight.
Oh, is that right?
There are some Michigan
Oh, I'm
fans.
sure.
I mean, you know what? We'll get into that later. I said I'd pause you for a little bit. We can circle back to that. Go ahead, man.
Sir,
Okay.
do you smell burnt toast?
I wanted to ask a question. So the comment was made that Tennessee being ranked number 1 means that they're playing with house money. Now, I'm not the one that made this comment. I don't think either one of you are the ones that made this comment.
I think you know who made this comment.
If the person who made this comment would like to come and explain the comment, I'm happy to listen. But I wanted to hear why Matt, you disagreed with this comment.
I disagree with that they're playing with house money. I think the loser of this game, in a way, is going to be outside looking in.
Okay.
I guarantee you that's the only excuse they'll need to, they being the media, the committee, anybody who will listen, they'll flip that Bama bias right back on. I guarantee it. As soon as we are sitting here, the loser of this game will have to then do battle vicariously through the polls and the committee with Bama. Guaranteed.
So allow me to play devil's advocate just for a second. All right. If Tennessee were to lose, where would they drop to?
They're going to drop outside of the top 4 because you're still going to have.
Okay. So
you're still going to have. I think what you're going to see, whatever happens this weekend, you're going to see the rest of those undefeated teams squeeze in. All right. Now we know that 2 of them have to deal with each other, so one of them is going to go out. Mm-hmm. You're basically hoping Clemson drops a game. Mm-hmm. Either or Tennessee or Georgia drops a game. That the winner of the Michigan-Ohio State drops a game. And then at some point, we're going to have to come to terms with the fact that TCU is undefeated, and you're going to have to want them to drop a game.
Yeah.
So if you win this weekend, whether that be us or y'all, Tennessee, that winner has a clear path. The loser, even if it's Tennessee ranked at number 1, is not playing with house money because it will matter. Number 5 is not number 4. Number 5, unless one of those other teams drops a game, and I believe it, and I mean a regular season game. I don't mean like Georgia goes on and loses to Bama in the SEC title game. I think it's a regular season game.
So okay, let's put Tennessee at 5 for the sake of this conversation, and that gives you Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and Michigan, and in the first 4 spots, right? Ohio State and Michigan have to play at some point in the end of the season, right? One of them has to lose, one of them has to go. So who then pulls up? Does Tennessee just hop back up into that 4th spot?
No, you didn't let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
The drama will be if the winner of our game this weekend then goes on to lose in the SEC title game. Now there's the drama. You're going to try to tell me with a straight face that either one of these 2 teams beats, whoever wins this weekend, wins out, goes to Atlanta, loses to the West champion. You're going to leave them out over the other one? Well, we just won the heads up. You're going to leave them out over another 1 loss, say, TCU, or I'm sorry, an undefeated TCU,
or an undefeated TCU. Yeah,
that's what I was going with. That this is where it gets like messy for me.
Yeah. It could get messy.
I believe, and I hope that I'm right. Of course, we know that I'm always right. That we're going to move to a system where it's conference champions. You're in, no drama. If you want to have this conversation, you can go be one of the at-large teams, and that's where and you deserve the drama at that point because you didn't win your conference.
Chucky says the CFP are nothing more than an opportunity to create debates and attract more eyes for the last month of games. I mean, fair.
He's not wrong.
No lies. I'm not detecting a lie.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, every year we see this, right? The first round of rankings comes out. How many times is that the last round? How many times is the last round and the first round the same thing? Very, very. So I don't think I've ever seen that. Teams move around. The team that's rated number 1 coming into the first week is very seldom the same team at the end.
The very first team to ever be ranked number 1 at the beginning of the playoff era was Mississippi State. How do y'all feel about getting that number 1 ranking? I've made my feelings on the number 1 ranking clear. Everybody knows what I said. I'm good with where we are. I hope we stay at 3. forever. Even if we beat y'all, I hope that's the one time I'll say, like, maybe I'll have to, it should be number one. Go ahead and sneak. We didn't really we didn't dominate Tennessee, so obviously Clemson should be number 2. I love being number 3.
I ain't too keen on being number 1. It's whether it's the curse or the massive target on your back. I don't love it. I don't love being number 1. But if they just keep winning, where the hell else are you gonna rank them?
You're right. Tennessee certainly has the resume for it this season. 5, I believe it's 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. 5 ranked opponents.
Oh no, baby, you're right. 5.
5? Okay.
Yep.
Tennessee has only done everything that has been asked of them.
Right.
I think for a long time, and that includes us, a lot of people just got used to writing them off and joking and giving them shit and enjoying in the suffering that you could argue they've had for 20 years, and they've definitely had for 15. And that shit's all gone. I don't know for how long, but this season, that shit's all that they have flipped that narrative on.
Hey, Dren, I'm on air right now. What you doing?
Is this another call from the ghost of John Ward?
Why don't you come on this In Between the Bushes show and talk a little football with me?
I ain't never seen a man just take a call in the middle of a broadcast.
I see the other all day.
I'll talk to you later, man.
The all day down south has mentioned precedent. Brother, precedent wasn't set. That was Bama.
So let's entertain this conversation for a second. Mikey says Tennessee is number 1. They lose to 3. They are still ahead of 6. 2 and 5 will take care of one another. Okay, facts. Precedent has been set for the second in the division making the playoff. It's house money. Now, precedent has been set with Bama making it in 2017.
But those rules don't apply to any of the rest of us. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. That precedent is bullshit. That precedent was set because they wanted Nick Saban in that game, like they still do right now. I'm telling you right now, they do. Don't sit over here and let's just forget that Bama's still out there existing. If they win out and win the SEC, somebody's feelings gonna get hurt.
Yeah, but there's that one pain in the ass team they lost to. I can't think of their name right now.
Texas A&M. Oh wait, no, it was last year. All right.
It escapes me.
Chucky says this whole playing ranked teams has an SEC bias attached to it. But once again, more eyes on games to gain viewers. Look, Matt and I live in Big Ten country, all right? And so we get to hear these conversations all the time, right? And people around me say all the time that SEC isn't any better than the Big Ten, yada yada yada. There's maybe the top teams are a little stronger than the top teams here or there, maybe but look, they always point out Vanderbilt. They always want to look at the bottom of this. They're like, well, what about Vanderbilt? Auburn ain't worth the crap. Penn State beat the crap out of them, and let's also be honest. Penn State beat the crap out of Ohio State for 3.5 quarters, but
Don't let any facts get in the way of your little imaginary thoughts there. Big Ten fans.
I hate these conversations. I hate it.
All you got to do is look
it's not
at
who you play, it's how you play, who you play, and I don't like it. It should be you're a conference champion, you continue on.
I just say look at the NFL draft. Look at the NFL draft. What percentage of players that go in the NFL draft play in the SEC? I don't know, but I know it's the highest percentage.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's any SEC bias, don't get it twisted. The SEC bias is from the NFL, where football is played at the highest level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now the Big Ten has the second most representation in the draft every year, or for the past several years, and I suspect that will hold true again this year. We'll see. But you can look at. There's websites out there that track this stuff, like 24/7, for example. I mean, you can go look at the strength of a team. You can go look and see like recruiting rankings. You can see that, when a team pops up and says, we're a top 10 recruiting class, that might mean something if you're in the Pac-12, but if you're in the SEC, that means you got the sixth best recruiting class in your conference. They're churning out top 10 recruiting class within the conference. So yeah, finish second if you want to in recruiting. That means you're going to finish second in your division. Chucky says, is Florida with such a young, thin team with a head coach a team that should be given weight as a ranked team for barely beating, surviving home as a clout win?
Is Florida with such a young, thin team with a head coach that should be given weight as a ranked team for barely beating, surviving at home as a clout?
I don't know the answer, Chucky, but I do know this. I talked, like I was telling you, I talked to these Big Ten people. I talked to these Penn State fans. I got a few Ohio State and Michigan fans that regularly converse with me, and boy, sometimes it's like eating glass, to talk to these people. And we, they said, who is Georgia playing this week? And I said, well, last week I'm like, well, we're playing Florida this week. Who the hell is Florida? Florida ain't nobody. And I'm like, really? Florida has won 3 national championships in the past.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
in our lifetime.
No, they won 2 national championships and 1 prison championship.
Oof. Oh, okay.
Your 2018 looks like what's that movie, The Longest Yard? We don't want to talk about that publicly.
So maybe Florida's kind of on a downswing right now, but I don't expect them to stay there. And anybody that has to play Florida, talking to you, Utah, I'm also talking to you, Tennessee, knows that they're not just going to roll over and die for it. I'm talking to you too, Georgia. I don't know what the halftime speech was this past weekend, but I wish it had been a different one, because Florida came
Kirby
out
wasn't back there telling guys to break these bitches like he was last year. He probably went, I guess they served tea and crumpets and said, "Hey,
had some scones.
We got this one. Let's start talking about next week." And then came out and played like shit, and it was 17-0 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
17-7.
17-7. We did score it there.
Tennessee. Florida. There were 14 seconds to go in that game, and Florida had a legitimate shot to win the game in Knoxville. Yeah. Like, this is not this ain't Vandy. Florida ain't Vandy.
No.
Right? You fuck around, you'll find out. They've still got dudes. They've always had dudes, even outside of the 18 years of success they've had out of 106. They've always had dudes. Bear Bryant famously said, "Hey, if Florida ever finds a coach, all of us will be playing for second best." That's a quote from Bear Bryant in the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
And when they catch lightning in a bottle like they did with Spurrier and Urban Meyer, you see what happens.
Did he just call Steve Spurrier lightning in a bottle?
Lightning in a bottle.
Man, my God, man. That's a lot to chew on, sir.
No, he is lightning in a. Think about it.
Oh, I have.
He's lightning in a bottle for Florida. Then he went to the time the Redskins. What do you do there?
I wish I had the clip, man. I wish I could turn back time right now, but I don't have the clip.
I don't think anybody wants to hear that. Everyone's already been serenaded with the sweet sound of my voice. Let's not go back to when I was just playing around.
Chucky said, newsflash, Florida came out and showed some pride and fight. They did, coming out in the second half, played with some fight, very young. Yeah.
And they were also helped by some early Christmas presents from Stetson Bennett and Kenny McIntosh. So don't get it twisted. I can fight too if you give me the ball in your own territory.
But he's not wrong. Look at the way that Florida has looked the past couple of seasons in SEC play, and outside of Vanderbilt and Missouri this year, and Tennessee last year. What else have they done? They've taken a butt whooping at the hands of the SEC. Again, I don't expect it to continue along that trail. I think that right now Florida is tending towards the bottom of the SEC East, but the distance between them and the top it's not great. Now the distance between them and Georgia is great. The The Dogs have gone off and left them. The distance between them and Tennessee, I think it's safe to say. Listen, I think that this Tennessee team is long in the tooth. Okay, what do I mean by that? Hendon Hooker is an old dude. He and Stetson Bennett about to both draw Social Security checks, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee's got a lot of guys like that on their team. They are a very experienced, laden squad. How does that sound? Does that sound like a nice way to spin it? How do you recover next year when these guys move on? I don't know the answer. I'm just saying that it is a question, right? Tidwell comes on. Hey, Tidwell, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Tidwell.
What's recruiting looking like at Florida?
They're top 10.
Robert answers, ass. That's what it is.
Okay, I mean, by our standards, but I mean, I think they're like number 80.
Well, I think what was when Cormani McClain gave them the head fake the other day. They were anticipating him to boost them up to about a
279, and that would have put them. I mean, I think they would have been a solid 7. Like they're still
279. They're still around 270, right?
They're at 270 on the nose. But they're it's a top 10. It's very sorry, Florida fans. It's very Mark Richtish.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's good, but it ain't ever going to be great. I think Florida is at the risk, though. I think Florida is at risk of becoming a classy program.
Wait, say that again with your whole mouth. Open your mouth when you say that.
I believe, from my observations, that Florida is at risk of actually becoming a classy program.
Man, say it
under Billy Napier, because I got to tell you, I don't have a seething hatred for Billy Napier. And I'm not saying that because year one hasn't looked like they didn't want it to look. I'm saying, like, the guy doesn't bother me the way that Mullen bothered me.
Oh.
Muschamp bothered me when he was there and was acting a fool. The way that Urban Meyer should bother any normal human. The way that Spurrier bothered everybody who didn't live in Gainesville. Billy Napier, the feel I get is that he's got class, and he's going to build us a solid, foundationally solid program, and they're going to be classy.
Yeah, he says that's an excellent class under Napier. Talking about the 6 to 8 range there. With the NIL, this has changed so much about recruiting everywhere around the country. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Man, we could go on for hours and hours. I got thoughts about NIL and transfer portal, et cetera, recruiting. I could go on and on and on. And that ain't what we're here for tonight. Okay. In case you guys didn't know, we have a very large matchup in Athens, Georgia this week. It is going to be number 1 versus number 2. The highest possible matchup you can have during the regular season, during any season for that matter. When is the last time? I don't even know the answer to this. Somebody tell me in the comments down here. When's the last time number 1 played number 2?
Are we going to go by AP and coaches, or are we going to go by the playoff rankings? Because if it's playoff rankings, it's 1 and 3.
Right. I'm
that guy, but
it's fine. I'm an AP guy. I've always.
Oh, I hate the AP, so yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to be at odds on that. So you're the tiebreaker, Brandon. What is it? Is it 1 and 2 or 1 versus 3?
That's a damn fine question. I tend to go once that poll comes out that came out on Tuesday by that one.
So what are you saying?
It's 1 versus 2.
So how is that possible? We're 3 in the college football playoff.
Oh, y'all 3.
I ain't even gonna mute him. I'm gonna let that boy laugh.
No. I mean, if you're laughing at me being happy, I'll laugh with you. Give me 3 all day long.
It's Tennessee versus Georgia, both undefeated. That's the way I look at it.
That's true too. Well, let's take a look at a side-by-side, shall we?
And comment
side-by-side.
I'd be down with that. Comments are coming in hot and heavy, though. So while you look for that, Matt, hey, can you share screen? Can you share your screen, Matt?
Hell no. You know I don't know how to do that shit. But I'll read it for you. Let's talk about this just for a second. Side by side, seasonal stats. Points per game, Tennessee 49.4 leads the nation. Georgia, I think number 6, 41.8. Points allowed per game, Tennessee averaging 21. Georgia averaging 10.5. Total yards, here we go. Explosive offense, Tennessee's got it. Georgia don't. Number 1 offense in the land, 553 yards a game. Holy shit. Oh shit, Georgia's at 530.1. Not as big a difference as I was expecting. Yards passing. Here we go. Everybody knows Hendon Hooker's the Heisman winner. They've already anointed him the Heisman winner. 353.4 yards a game in the air for the Tennessee Volunteers. Georgia can't throw. We all know that. Let me see. Oh, whoa, shit. They're throwing 328.1 a game. It's a little closer than I thought. Yards rushing, 199.6. Tennessee, a good running team as well. Don't forget. Georgia, 202. Very close. So far, guys, this is like, what are we, standing in front of a mirror? Oh, wait
The thing I've yet to hear.
Whoa, I'm not done, buddy. Hold on. You wait your turn. Hang on a second. We don't see much of a difference until we get to yards allowed. Tennessee, 393.6. We'll say 394 because we're going to round up. Georgia, 263. Pass yards allowed, 300 Tennessee, $177 for the Dogs. Now, here's one that's interesting. Rush yards, 93 for Tennessee, 85 for Georgia. Not too much. My point is, offensively, we're not that far off. I think the difference is, and he may be saying it, yep. Tennessee scores. They score touchdowns, it seems, at will, like that. So the question really is, can Georgia affect that?
Well, let's see.
Mitch, giving up the big play, the scoring play. How does Georgia fare? I don't have that in front of me.
Oh, so I got to plug my guy Dean Leggy today. He had a video that came out on Dog Nation. Go check him out. He said that Georgia has. Let me ask Brandon this. I want to ask Brandon. Georgia's played 8 games now, Brandon. 8. No, I want to ask you a question. How many plays this season has Georgia allowed in excess of 25 yards?
I'm going to say not that many. Probably 25 yards. Who y'all played that's really got a deep ball?
We played Oregon. We played
Oregon. That's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He might have got one thrown in there. I didn't watch that game because I didn't give a shit. I knew y'all beat Oregon. I'm going to say under 15.
You want to say under 15?
Yeah.
It's funny because the number is 15.
Oh, shit.
The number is 15. So there have been 15 plays this season that Georgia has allowed in excess of 25 yards. I went back and looked at it last year, and I believe that the number that last year's defense had allowed at this same point in the season was roughly 30. Okay, so they're limiting the big play and defining a big play as a play in excess of 25 yards. So it could be 26 or it could be 100, right? Like it's somewhere between those numbers. Georgia's allowed that to happen 15 times this year, and last year
Let me
was
just
around 30.
Interrupt here.
Sure.
He didn't hit that important statistic, which Mr. Napier commented on, that we can score in the blink of an eye. But you look at Hendon Hooker's numbers, and they don't blow you out of the water. But there's one thing he is very, very, very good at. Efficiency.
Yeah. I mean, you could just take out the name Hendon Hooker and replace it with Stetson Bennett, though. It's the same. It's the same kind of thing. Look at Stetson's efficiency numbers. Go look them up.
Hendon Hooker's thrown 21 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
Stetson Bennett has thrown 3 times as many interceptions and less than half that many touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, their yards are similar. I'm glad you segued me into this. I'm gonna say it, and I hope this don't happen. If this becomes a duel, if this becomes a shootout, and you got to rely on Hendon Hooker versus this fucker right here, Georgia gonna catch that L.
I'm going to have to firmly disagree on some grounds here. I gotta disagree.
Okay.
This game is, and no game is this. No game is quarterback versus quarterback. The quarterbacks don't go out and stand next to each other and see who can throw the ball farthest and try to put the ball in a.
But if they shut down the run, which is the only thing they're good at doing defensively, if they contain the run and make Stetson Bennett have to throw to beat them, and let's say we hem up their run, which we are more than capable of doing, and it now becomes who is going to win the game through the air, that is Tennessee all the way.
So Tennessee has a better shot of being successful through the air against Georgia's defense than Georgia has through the air against Tennessee's defense. That's what you're saying?
Well,
because that's not disrespectful to Stetson. That's disrespectful to our pass defense.
Well, our pass defense, have they been good or have they benefited from teams that couldn't tie their shoes?
Maybe. They haven't been the 130th ranked pass defense in America. They haven't been that.
Oh, wait a minute. You brought that up. Okay, expound upon that.
I mean,
Are you saying that Tennessee has scarecrows back there playing corner and safety?
I'm saying that if Tennessee had literal scarecrows playing pass defense. No, hear me out. Hear me out. Did you watch the Oregon game? Because everybody seems to have only watched the Missouri game. Everybody's only watched Georgia play Missouri. That's the only game Georgia's played this year is Missouri. All right?
That's true.
So hold on just a minute. I'm just saying that if Tennessee took actual scarecrows and hammered them down in the defensive backfield using actual straw scarecrows, they would only be one place worse than they are right now. That's all I'm saying. Where is the lie?
Okay, here's the lie. Here's the lie.
You picked off Levis a whole bunch of times.
Here's the lie. Well, this isn't the lie, but this will explain. This team has gotten better every game.
Right, defense. That's right. Georgia has not gotten better. Nope. Started at 49-3 and has stayed right there.
I never said that.
Okay, I just want you to be aware that everybody gets better.
Everybody wants to talk about that secondary. That game against Kentucky last Saturday. It's a damn good game for our defense. They were held to 6 points.
Sure was.
Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Ducati.
After that it was a dominant performance. That is the only complete game I've seen Tennessee play, and hats off. And Kentucky's not no slouch. I mean, I didn't say it, but there were some saying they could go in there and challenge. After that dominant performance, you are now the 127th ranked passing defense in the league. Worse than you is Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and good old Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio. Mitch brings up a good point. It might be that our pedestrian walk-on noodle arm quarterback would have more success against a passing defense like that. But I do believe it's not so much that I'm disrespecting our D so much. I'm tipping the hat to Hendon Hooker. The guy's for real. Everything that he's been asked to do.
Hey, hang on. Incoming. Timeout. I want to address this comment first, but then I got something else here. Just incoming here. Here's the thing. He says Tennessee will stack the box and look to shut down the Drew. Yeah, they're going to play the Will Muschamp defense of 2019. I get it, and that's what I would do too. They will live with giving up plays to Bowers, Washington, et cetera, et cetera. Yep. Sounds good, because they'll be firing on offense to make Georgia trade TDs. Yes, everything you said, it is gospel, sir. However, look at this. Kentucky just fired their OC. Is this true?
I'm not. I'm going to trust Chucky Napier at his
I
word.
guess.
Who is?
Well,
I knew there. I knew
that
Kentucky's
changes things a little bit. I didn't realize that. Did that happen just now?
He says yes. He says that's true. I didn't find an article on it. Maybe that is. I'd be happy to take a look at it.
Young one, you telling me that y'all dominated a team that just canned their OC? Now wait a minute. Hot off the press. Maybe your defense is still trash.
No.
No, I don't think
it's just that one game against a team that just fired their OC. That one, it's like a microcosm of y'all's season. The first time you've made any noise in 2 decades, and all of a sudden,
that kid from LSU that
y'all deserve to sit at the table because you stopped Kentucky and they just fired their OC. Now, come on now.
and we also stopped LSU.
How does that even mean?
Well, they just beat an
LSU is the world beater now? They lost to FSU. What are you trying? FSU stopped them too. What are you saying?
I'm saying they beat Ole Miss.
That's
Did
true.
they not?
Is it because they're getting better? Hold on a second. I got to find this article. Sports. I'm looking up this article here. Sports.
All right, let's take a look here now. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Mitch, did we verify that they have indeed fired the OC?
Well, he's got the link to the article posted right here, and unfortunately, I can't click on it, so I had to type in all this crap.
So then, let's assume that Tennessee's that was not an aberration. That there's no.
Okay, but let's
assume
talk
that
about
Tennessee's
Will
defense.
Levis.
Let's say that Tennessee has turned a corner defensively. What are they going to do to Georgia? What is your defense going to do to the Georgia Bulldogs this Saturday? What's the keys to victory in that regard?
Well,
it says Kentucky football offensive
I looked
coordinator.
down and I looked up, and this is on here. I can't.
Yeah, man, I don't see that Scangarello here, whatever his name is, got fired. I don't see that.
Well,
but
maybe it just happened. I don't know. But I believe that.
Now here's another one that says there's a link posted here talking about Eddie Gran. Eddie Gran got fired in 2020. Eddie Gran got fired in 2022. The date's right there. It says 12/6/2020. So that one about Eddie Gran, yeah, he got fired in 2020 because there was talk about like Georgia picking him up.
It is my belief that the performance against Kentucky from Tennessee's defense, while great, it's not my belief. I have the numbers to back it up. That was an aberration. So what is Tennessee going to have to do to slow down Georgia? Because I've already read off the stats. We're not far behind Joel in offense in any way.
Let me ask you. That's a good question, Brandon. So as you watch Tennessee games, you watch a lot of Tennessee. You watch a lot more Tennessee than we watch, right? How do you feel would be Tennessee's? What do you feel would be Tennessee's best defensive strategy against the Dogs? How would that look?
Well, I don't think y'all are going to run on us very well.
What does that mean quantitatively? Georgia's averaging 200 yards rushing a game. What is? I was
thinking if you could keep them at, I don't know, about 20.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
But I got to plug in my computer because I'm about to go by.
Well, I know the feeling. I know when you're like getting into it and I'm going on a rant and I look down and the battery's like, help me. I feel your pain. I know what you're saying.
Okay, I'm plugged in here. And then my main concern would be that
Kentucky's offense is still ass. Okay, facts. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Stopping that gentleman, I wish I could think of his number. Brock Bowers.
Oh, number 19.
19.
19.
All right. Now,
Um,
let's say you do. Let's say you do blank him. What do you do about Big O? What do you do about 84?
Uh-oh.
And once the real questions come, now they wilt because they know.
Brandon's battery knows. It knows.
Oh man, Mitch, what do you think, man? What does Tennessee got to do to slow down Georgia? Because I was a little bit
I
pleasantly
don't disagree
surprised that our offense is actually playing at the level that it is, and no one's talking about it. And let's not start now. Keep that quiet.
I think that I think Brandon was on to something. I mean, I think that Tennessee basically has to play within themselves. You know, in other words, they got to do the things that they're capable of doing. And let's see. Tidwell's about to leave us, but he wanted to drop this. Good night, y'all. Georgia 42-35, but a Tennessee win won't shock me. Hey, fair enough.
Fair. I think that's fair.
Oh man, we lost. We finally lost him. The ghost of John Ward is soon to be joined by the ghost of young Brandon. I think that I think you as a Tennessee fan or as you know the team Tennessee the Vols they have to try to do what they can do, and they're very good at playing pass defense. And so I think that shutting down Georgia's run, stack in the box, and forcing Stetson to beat them with his arm, I think that's what I would try to do. I mean,
can Stetson beat that secondary?
I don't know. I think though, if you are that team, that's the proposition. You got to say, we will not let you do this. We will let you do this, right? And what they're going to let us do is try to win the game with Stetson's arm because it's less likely to happen. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Sideways. Yes, there we are. I went ahead and just put words in your mouth. I went ahead and put words in your mouth there, Brandon.
Okay, what were these words?
The question to you was how would Tennessee defense this Georgia team?
Those mighty tight ends from Georgia. I got you.
I say you gotta try to shut the run down, and you make Stetson Bennett beat you with his arm. And
right.
if he can do it, then you just tip your hat. All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Let me lead into this question. It was a legitimate concern through the first half of the season. It was talked about. It was a narrative that Georgia's rushing attack was lacking. Admit, true or false? Have we seen that narrative change lately?
Whether the narrative has changed or not, the team has. They are a much different rushing team now than before.
How so?
The emergent. Well, let's see. So players have emerged, but only because some old growth has been cut away. Sometimes you saw the limb off the tree, and then you see some little stuff blossom underneath. We lost Kendall Milton. Unfortunately, we lost Kendall Milton. He was our 1-2, 1A, 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call it. We lost him, and we were forced to rely more on Dejon Edwards and Branson Robinson, and that was around the Auburn game, right? And those kids have shown up and have been brutalizing fools. So,
may I?
You may
provide some numbers for this.
I wanted.
Tennessee much, and this is good. Tennessee's been a top 25 rushing team the whole time. And they've moved up and a little bit down, but they've stayed. I mean, they're one of the best. Arbitrarily, I think we gravitate as humans towards numbers that are multiples of 5. Top 5, top 10, top 20, top 25. Right? Just what we do. Tennessee has been in the top 25 of rushing the whole time as part of that prolific offense. They're currently ranked at 25. Georgia, for a while, was like back in the 60s. Georgia's now 23rd. And that started with Auburn until now.
Yeah.
You said, unfortunately, we lost Kendall Milton. Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. And, he's a good player and all. But once the Dejon, the mustard man, sorry, Brandon, we got
it's a different brand. It's a brand of awards.
We got a brand of mustard too now. And Mr. Branson Robinson have been getting more touches. We went from the 60s and the 70s, statistically, to 23rd in the nation. Now, my philosophy from my philosophy when I decided to take Tennessee seriously was we're going to have to be able to run the ball. It's got to happen. Can't abandon it. Can't get away from it. There's more to it. I don't think there's a one-answer solution for Tennessee, but running the ball is part of it because if you just start trading shots with them, I do believe they can do that better than you.
Drama me. Yeah,
Josh
sorry,
says,
folks.
Josh says, "What happens
I'm
if Tennessee
fucking-
loses and Bama wins? Where do you rank them? Ahead of Bama." That's the answer to that question.
Happens if Tennessee loses to us and Bama beats who is it? LSU.
Yeah, where do you put Tennessee? You put them ahead of Bama.
For the moment, not forever, but for the moment, I think Tennessee slides down to 5 and Bama stays at 6 because Tennessee won the heads up and Tennessee also beat LSU and in quite dominant fashion, if I may add.
Yeah. I wanted to address this comment.
I'm not shit talking Bama. I'm just saying, like, with that question, if we beat
No,
Tennessee,
that just makes sense. I mean,
numerically, it makes sense. Now, if Tennessee drops another game or if they start to stumble and Bama's just killing everybody, we'll revisit it. But based off this weekend, a Tennessee loss coupled with a Bama win does not put Bama ahead of Tennessee in my book. But who's buying my book?
I will. I'll read your book. So I wanted to address this. I was looking for this or whatever. So Chucky says Tennessee will make Stetson beat them with his arm, with pressure in his face. He adds, right? And I say, okay, fair, fine. That man's holding a trophy. All right.
Mitch, let's not do this right now.
That man's holding a trophy.
I know what you're saying, but I can tear that down. He participated in a team that won that trophy. 6 trips to the red zone. Alabama comes away with 1 touchdown. That's why we won that championship. He didn't win that championship. I'm never going to get on.
I remember A.D. Mitchell catching a ball. That was it was a free play because there was a penalty, and the penalty was literally hands to Stetson's face. Right. I'm just saying the man has seen pressure before. It is this, you know, and I am not taking anything at all away from Tennessee. Tennessee will bring pressure. They will do it. They will bring their geriatric squad out there and bring pressure on another geriatric. It's going to be old on old violence. But Stetson's already faced violence before.
Okay, maybe he makes another play like that. Also, Stetson's a squirrely little bitch.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
I have not seen anybody in Tennessee's rush that is scary. They're capable, but you know, Stetson juked Big Cat Bryant back when Big Cat Bryant was a thing and started his legend. Stetson made a living out of juking Brenton Cox, which my favorite hater. He's scarier than anybody y'all got on y'all's team on the front 7. Stetson's, I'm not calling him, I'm not saying he's Mike Vick. I'm not saying he's Johnny Man. He's squirrely. And that is an issue.
Look up some Bryce Young.
What do you mean, look up Bryce Young? What do you mean?
I don't want to. We've already beat Bryce Young for a championship. And we actually beat their ass. We didn't survive and hang on for a knuckleball at home. Whoops. Did I say that? Shit. I got to quit drinking. No, I'm going to keep drinking. Bring me another one, woman.
Don't you talk to that woman like that.
She likes it.
Hey, boys. Hey, listen, we've almost been doing this for an hour now. All right. Man, and I can appreciate all of that. I definitely, and we all definitely have some business that we need to attend to before we can sign off this evening. So I'm going to ask you gentlemen to hang out for just a minute while I do something, okay? Okay, we're going to get into our picks now, guys. I have here in front of me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks that are featuring SEC on SEC action. And I want to start in the early part of the day with the 12 o'clock games. Now, during these games, yours truly is going to be behind the wheel of my automobile driving to visit this guy, going over to this guy's house to watch one of the later games. And you have a special guest making appearance at your place. In addition to this special guest, a much more special guest will be joining us right there, sir.
It is about 90% sure. There's still a chance it might happen the next week. But there's a 90% chance that Daddy Ducati from Southwest Georgia might make the trip all the way to Pennsylvania to see the grandkids, of course.
Daddy Ducati.
Also to be in the house to watch.
Damn, I would just steal that nickname right now, Ducati.
Daddy Ducati.
Daddy Ducati.
Well, Mitch can tell you that everywhere else in the world, in the civilized by human world, it is Ducati. As you said, as I say, as Mitch said. But in Southwest Georgia, it is Ducati.
It's actually Ducati. Yeah. So it's a 12 o'clock game. All right.
Okay.
Kentucky and Missouri.
Where's my coin?
No. I do not want to go first, but I will go anywhere but first. Yeah, Mikey says Ducati. yeah, no kidding.
I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
I will take Kentucky in this one.
Okay. I'm going to reach over here.
Probably the ugliest, most physical game we've ever seen.
Where is that big blue drum that I've been banging all year? Is this it? Is this the big blue drum? Get that shit out of here. Listen, dude.
Wait a minute.
Tigers.
Okay.
I like Missouri to win this football game. I like Missouri to win on the money line, Brandon. Missouri on the money line. Kentucky, I have banged the drum. I also got to see Kentucky play without Will Levis. When Levis got hurt, when he got the little finger shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
Dude, their backup quarterback, I still don't know his name. You could show me his name right now, and I still wouldn't know it. That kid was horrible. And so it showed me something that I wasn't willing to see earlier. I was blinded by the blue. All right. And I think that Stoops has done a really wonderful job of recruiting on the line and filling up some, doing some caulking, filling in the gaps on the team. I thought that when touchdown Terry Wilson matriculated on down the road, and they went and picked him up a bright, shiny quarterback, Will Levis. I thought, okay, so finally the icing on the cake. But like, what happens when Levis is gone, dude? Nothing. There's nothing left in the cupboard, and so they have to ride with Levis. And Levis those fingers don't just fix themselves overnight. Okay, that man is still feeling some pain. I think he is at his best. I think he's a good quarterback, and I'm not here ragging the guy out. I'm just saying that Kentucky's quarterback situation right now is problematic. And
you know what? He said he's going to take our field goals posts that we put in the river and shove them up our ass at Tennessee.
Well, that would be painful.
Yeah,
and awkward. And here my man, Chucky Napier is going ahead and verbalizing what I'm trying to say. Missouri went on and got themselves a big old SEC win last week, right? They've been knocking on that door. Oh, Georgia struggled with Missouri. Florida struggled with Missouri too. Oh, and Auburn struggled with Missouri too. And all of a sudden, Missouri gets them a win against Vandy. Okay, it's Vandy, right? But they got them a win against Vandy, and then they play South Carolina. The Shane Beamer with the sunglasses dancing in that South Carolina, right? The South Carolina team that had just crept back into the top 25. And what did Missouri do? Missouri cut their heads off, right? They cut them deep and hard and long, right? And here comes Kentucky into where is this game going to be? It's at Mizzou. Oh, it's at Columbia. Not bad Columbia. It's at Columbia. Kentucky's done. 2-point favorite in my butt. I'll take the Tigers on the money line. What about you there, young Brandon?
I mean, if I've got to pick a team, I guess I will go with Missouri. That was impressive what they did.
I just Jedi mind tricked that dude. Did you see that? I held Brandon up by his neck. Your optimistic appraisal of the situation. The Emperor does not share it. Okay. Matt, Kentucky's going to win by 20 points.
I mean, okay. They beat Carolina by 13. It's not like they, castrated them or anything. It's all right. There were 9 points scored in the second half of that game. I don't know that that's enough to make me tell you that a 2-3 Missouri team in the SEC's got something for Kentucky. Of course, Kentucky's also 2-3, but I think Kentucky's got just a little bit more for them.
Okay. All right. Following the trends, but Matt is not a believer. All right. Next up, 12 a.m. 12 p.m. Sorry. Florida goes into oh man, this you guys listen, straight talk.
I can't breathe. This game, preseason, we got all excited about. How do you feel right now about this graphic on the screen?
If you are a fan of Schadenfreude, even if you don't know what that is, all right, tune in to SEC Bias tomorrow night when Ethan, our Gator, and Shelby, our Aggie, get to discuss this game right here. Boy, howdy.
I would like to hear some clip of them talking about this.
I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait. So rather than do the pick, I want to ask a question. And I'll ask both of you guys this question. All right. Which one of these teams needs the win the most?
It's got to be Texas A&M because you ain't got the first year head coach excuse. They're both 1-4. 1-4 in the SEC. Both of them. First year head coach. You get the first year head coach pass.
I can't disagree with that.
You get the pass. Billy Napier, you get the pass.
Okay.
Jumbo, what's up? And it's in your house. If Florida wins this game, the talk that is already hot will become nuclear, or as Ric Flair would say, nuclear.
Nuclear, yes. Boys, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but in the past, I think it's 11 games now. In the past 11 games, how many times has Texas A&M scored more than 25 points? You're on the clock.
Wait, what the question was?
In the past 11 games, how many times has Texas A&M scored more than 25 points?
Oh.
The answer is once. Once. And it was last week when they scored 28 points in a losing effort to whoever they played last week. Was it it was Texas A&M? No, it was Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat them 31-28.
La 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 la. Who wants to go first?
You went first last time. I'll take this one. I like Florida. It
resonates on many levels. I'm starting to not hate Florida all of a sudden as much as I did before Billy Napier came on. I think we see Anthony Richardson reassert himself in his 9th Heisman campaign.
The 9th Heisman campaign.
9th or 10th? Version 9 or version 10? Dude's like Windows, man. He just updates every week. I think Anthony Richardson embarks on his journey to New York again, and I think the Gators get the win in College Station.
And then you're going to see the cracks that have already formed just give way. I think you're going to see some portal activity coming soon. That you're going to see that wicker chair that Jimbo is sitting in is just going to go up in flames. 5-alarm fire. It's a mess. It's a mess down there. And you're right. He's not a first-year coach. He needs it. And yeah, Elwood Robert brings 85 mil sounds cheap at that point.
You can stay your ass out there. Yeah. But Evan Stewart, if you
we brought this up last show though. Who in the hell would want the Texas A&M job if they did get rid of Jimbo? I mean, could you imagine?
Brian Harsin.
I think he's done with the SEC.
He might
go back out west and play in the desert.
I wonder if he's going to take his director of recruiting operations with him. Just leave that alone.
Ooh, I'd bang her. Sorry, honey.
Okay. I'm taking Florida. Matt, you taking Florida? What
I'm
about you,
taking
Brandon?
Florida. I got no choice. A&M. I'm not picking A&M the rest of the year. So if you're doing an A&M pick and I'm on the show, just know that whoever it is, it could be Old Dominion. I'm picking Old Dominion.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take A&M, but
Wow. All three money line Gators. Money line Gators.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do it because this is the 3:30 game, boys. This is the
3:30.
3:30 game.
Which I kind of like, man, because you got your morning, then you got this, and then you got your evening to either sulk or celebrate and relax. That's everybody's bitching about this ain't a night game. Dude, night game, you got to bite your fingernails all day long. Probably drink more than you thought. Then it happens, and then by the time it's over, it's like fucking 11 o'clock midnight, and your whole day's been shot. I like the 3:30 time slot.
Chucky says if Jimbo pulls this off, he'll give the same speech about a good win against a good Florida
True.
team, buying into what they're doing, blah blah blah. And if they lose, he'll give that same speech. He'll just say, "Hey, we just need to execute."
I don't think that's going to happen, Mr. Napier. Are you any relation to Sunbelt Billy?
That's what I was wondering.
As a guest, Brandon, we'll let you go first here.
Okay, one thing though, if you're watching out there, Michael Morgan, who's a Georgia fan, he knew the Napier family growing up. He's from that area, Murray County.
Yep.
Need to talk to this man. Get him on one of our streams.
That Murray County Bobcats? Is that what that is? If I'm not mistaken, Murray County Bobcats.
No. He also coached Ladd McConkey in basketball.
I'll be. Yeah. So what do you like? Are you taking the Vols, right? Or are you taking the Vols to cover or win?
Both.
Oh, okay. So if you're taking both, you're taking them to win, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 8.5. That's a lot of points, ain't it?
It's a lot fewer than it was.
It was. I'm going to take Georgia to win, but not cover.
Oh.
So you're taking the Vols?
I'm taking Georgia to win, but not cover. So I'll take Vols and the points. I'll take the Vols and the points.
The who?
I'm taking the Vols and the points, but I'm taking Georgia to win. Understand?
The who?
I mean, I already said it. I'm taking the Vols and the points. So the Vols and the points.
I just like hearing the word balls come out of your mouth, sir.
Followed by and the points. Georgia's favored by 8.5. Yeah, I put up these. I put the picks
I disregard
up on
the
Monday
other.
morning.
I just hear balls.
Chucky, sometimes these lines move. They move over the course of the week, as you know, and so we just pick against whatever they were when I set up the stream. Sorry, that's just how it is.
I think it opened at 11.5 and it moved all the way down to where it is now, which is 8.5.
The first thing I saw was 12.
It's still at 8.5. Yeah, it's still at 8.5 right now. Yeah. CBS.
I think we might be looking at the. I'll say this, man. If Tennessee walks into Athens and just boat races the Dogs, I think it's fair that we start making those 2019 LSU comparisons at that point. Like if Tennessee comes in there and just we're number one and then shows they're number one, then they need to take all those extraneous votes in the AP and the coaches poll that they're filtering to Ohio State and whatever, and just put everything on Tennessee. And at that point, I think it's fair to say not only are they not a joke anymore, not only are they legitimate, this is now we're getting into like Joe Burrow territory, right? If they come to Athens and beat the living shit out of Georgia, at this point, if that happens, you then have to say, okay, we're dealing with that. That is the lightning in a bottle. This will be here, and now it's okay to start saying national championship. Okay, I don't think you want to say it yet. I wouldn't. I'm superstitious. If I was a Vol fan, I wouldn't say those words. If they come to Athens and beat the shit out of Georgia, it's okay. It's okay to start saying the N word Not that N word.
I'll start saying it too.
And I think the comparisons to that 19 LSU team would then start to be legitimate. I don't think there's an easy answer. We could sit here for 5 hours and dissect everything. I don't think either team, either program has a one-word answer for either. Both teams are going to have to bring a complete game, all 3 phases. Keep an eye on turnovers, keep an eye on injuries during the game. Not what we're coming. You race what you brought.
Well, and that's what we have not discussed is y'all's rusher.
Next man up.
Listen, we're not Bama fans. We don't start making excuses because somebody gets hurt. We're dripping.
No, I know, but
we are dripping.
Damn, it's a hell of a time.
It's the worst time, but that's why Kirby is the recruiting monster that he is. You should be able to say, well, we got dudes who can step up and do what that guy did. Now, I'm telling you now, Nolan Smith will not be replaced. If he and it's not even his numbers, it's his presence and his leadership and his experience. It's a big loss.
He's our geriatric football player.
Whatever. We're dripping with 4- and 5-star talent, 3 deep, every position. Most of them are going to get a look by the NFL. No excuses here. They do that in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I'm going to be frank with you guys. This year, before this 8 games in a row, hell, I didn't think we were going to do that great this year. I was looking for next year.
That's what we're doing. I mean, this was supposed to be the year Georgia took, depending on who you talk to, several steps back.
Yeah.
There were people having us with at least a loss by now, possibly 2, depending on who you talk to. So I don't know that we're ahead of schedule. I just think it's a testament to those recruiting classes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really all this is. We got better players, and over the course of 4 quarters, that bleeds through, and we get wins because of that. And I think that's why we are going to get a win this weekend. I don't think it's because we're hotter than Tennessee. I don't think it's because we are executing any better than Tennessee. I just don't think in Athens, Tennessee's got gas. They're legit. I'm giving Tennessee props. And if they pull it off, it's going to be a tip of the hat. I don't think they have enough gas to go all 4 quarters. Georgia wins a thriller. I'm taking Georgia, and by thriller, I mean 10 points. Georgia covers, and then you guys are still in the conversation.
So all
and if we don't
scenarios.
cover, it gets even better. If Georgia wins and we don't cover, let's say it's by a field goal or less, you guys are still able to make some noise. So I think.
Oh, well, I remember 2 gentlemen laughing when I mentioned us going 10-2 this year. I ain't got to name any names. And that being our season.
I suppose that at the time that statement was made, the rest of the nation was also laughing with us. You got to understand now, if you're going to be 2019 LSU, the other side of that is no one saw you coming. It's lightning in a bottle, which is not necessarily good news for next year. Because I am looking at your roster. Y'all going to lose some shit, and you're not even in the top 10 for recruiting right now. Not saying it's good, not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
there's a lot of 4 and 5s coming next year.
It's a cautionary tale. It's a cautionary tale when you want to be that Joe Burrow type team. Okay. But I'm picking the Dogs. Not necessarily to roll, but the Dogs to win.
Dogs win and cover. You got Dogs win and cover. I got Dogs win and not 13. Cover.
I think
Brandon's taking Tennessee on the money line. Okay. All right. Up next, guys. I'm actually I'm really looking forward to this one. Hopefully I'll be able to stick around Matt's house a little while after the game is over with and get to enjoy a little bit of this before I have to make that long journey home. But this is a very important game. This is a game not to be overlooked. Alabama, number 6, Alabama is favored by 13 going into Death Valley at night. Something that Tennessee did not have to do. They're going into Death Valley at night. So, how do we feel about
that? Would it be them night, day, morning?
Brandon's not a believer. Brandon doesn't believe that Death Valley is magic. He doesn't believe it.
No.
Okay.
Not when you're getting that team.
Not when you're good. Well, what is Alabama?
Hopefully they get beat. Hopefully they get beat. I'm going to take LSU in hopes that they beat Alabama.
You taking LSU and the points, or you want them? You want them straight up?
Taking LSU in an upset, or are you taking LSU to make Alabama not cover?
I don't think they'll cover.
But you're saying Bama's going to win? And then the plot thickens. He got to slow down and think about this, folks. Give him a second. He's a Tennessee fan. They got to get warmed up before it's,
Oh boy, we've been at it for an hour and 15 minutes.
LSU's been riding a hot hand lately.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Also had an off week.
It's true too.
What's it going to be?
I'm going to go with LSU, not to win, but I don't think Bama will beat it by 13.
Chucky says, "What's the money line on the Bama LSU game?" Here you go, pal.
It's 13 points, isn't it?
Alabama's favored by 13. I cannot lay that many points with Alabama right now. Not in this situation. Any other situation with LSU, maybe, but not in this situation. With the trajectory that LSU seems to have right now, they're playing much better right now, and Alabama, frankly, has had crack. They have shown chinks in the armor, so to speak. I don't think that Alabama is going to cover this 13 points. They might win. They might win a classic. I will take LSU and all 13 points.
So, okay. All right. So both of you are taking LSU in the points, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Man, it's so strange. I thought we had written LSU off in the beginning of the season, right? You lose to the Criminals, you're done, correct? Of course you are. I think they lost to somebody else too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tennessee. That's right. And then all of a sudden they're blocking, they're tackling, they're catching, they're covering. We've long said,
would you say that they are playing like a family?
A little bit. We have long said LSU is not that team that you ever want to wake up and start believing. We've been saying that for a decade. That they're like, as much of a shit show as they have been, they've had some ungodly classes go to the NFL. At the highest level, they want their players, and that's just the way that it is. I don't know. Nick Saban with a week off.
And is back against the wall. He has to win out. They have to win out.
Like, if Bama loses this game, if you want Bama out of the conversation, you got to pull for LSU to win.
Yeah.
I just don't know if LSU's arrived at that point yet. I'm going to take the Tide to roll and cover.
Ooh.
In Death Valley at night.
Ooh. Josh has a question here. He says, does LSU make the playoffs if they win the SEC championship with 2 losses?
They would be the first, I believe.
They'd be the first. Yeah, they would be the first team. It's like this, Josh. I think that a lot of people are going to say no. All right.
That's our Tide fan that always comments.
It's going to depend on some things like how the other conferences shake out and all this. But I am also of the belief that the team that wins the SEC championship is going to the playoffs. I believe that. So we'll see. I don't know how else to say that other than that. We'll see. But anyway, Matt's got the Tide rolling, and Brandon and I are taking LSU and the points. Finally, this is interesting here now. I want to see, because there have been some headlines that have come to light. Get this, guys. The line has not moved on this game, in spite of Brian Harson's firing. The line has not moved an inch. So that tells you something. I'm not sure what it tells you, but it tells you something. maybe if you took a scarecrow and hammered it down on Auburn's sideline, it would be their coach. Boys, I don't see Auburn having any
Where's
prayer.
Tidwell at now?
I mean, he had to go ahead and go to bed earlier, but I think he would probably share with it. He told me earlier today that he's very excited about the new athletic director that they got, who they got from Mississippi State. And also, I think he would say that the reason that Harsin hasn't been fired yet is because he didn't have a boss. There was no athletic director there to do the firing. So Harsin's been just working in an empty office.
Floating around.
Auburn is trash, Josh. Mikey says, led by the North Star system of Cadillac, and the charisma will make them believe on the plains. No, sir. No, sir. Chucky says, back the Cadillac up. Auburn plays tough, but Mississippi State players grow hands and aren't afraid of Auburn jerseys. That is true. They and dinosaurs and station wagons, right? My God. I need to see a Mississippi State win, and I need to see something unusual happen in this game just for the Mike Leach, the memes next week. I like Mississippi State to roll big time here.
Brandon.
Oh, I can't pick Auburn. I mean, just like Texas A&M, it just.
Oh, you beat me! Damn it! I should have gone first. Yeah, like Texas A&M, I can't pick Auburn the rest of the way. I'm not even sure I'll pick them if you decide that's one of our picks when they play Western Kentucky at home. The rest of their games. They play A&M coming up.
Auburn plays A&M.
Yeah, let's leave that one. Let's leave that one off because I think we'll sit here for another hour and 20 minutes just on that one pick.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you're probably right. Hey,
that is the shit bowl of shit bowls right there.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a rough one. Hey, Matt, you and I hadn't talked about this, but I'm going to give you the opportunity. You have anything?
I got nothing this week.
Really?
I've been I don't have a petty factoid this week. My apologies. My mind's been in other places. I didn't have the bandwidth, my least favorite word these days, to get out there and dig shit up this week. So your petty factoid of the week would be that this would be the first week that I don't have a petty factoid of the week.
How about you, Brandon? You got anything petty? Anything petty for the Georgia
petty
boys?
Factoid. Wow, just off the top of my noggin.
Let's toss it to the comment section. Anybody in the comment section got anything petty to say about either Tennessee or Georgia or both?
I will. Yeah, I got a petty factoid. I do have a petty factoid off the top of my noggin. Would you like to hear it?
All right, I do.
Does anyone want to say anything before I give my petty factoid?
Chucky says, "Here's something petty." I'm waiting.
Hit us with it.
Damn.
Well,
hey, Mr. Napier, my jersey says 98.
Yep, there's a
I'm having to win every game that I've worn this jersey.
If we make it 6 more years without Notre Dame winning a national championship, they will actually be the new 1980 because it will be 40 years since they won a natty. But that wasn't my petty factoid.
Okay.
I kind of feel bad about this one.
I have one I'd like to share too, Matt. So if you want to hold on to yours, I'm trying to pull it up here. Where is it at? Oh, I got it right here. Hang on. Here it is. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Just be patient with me for 5 seconds here. All right. Okay. I want to share this. See if I can share this in the. Yeah. Sorry. Share screen. Hopefully this will play. I think I can play a YouTube video, right? Can I play a YouTube video? Let's watch this here. You guys see those graphics? God, those things were tight. Going back in time, baby. I think that was Windows 98 was the one that those boys used in Weird Science when they built the perfect woman. Isn't that the operating system that they were using? Oh, so what you got for us, Matt?
Well, I feel bad. I declared Brenton Cox my favorite Gator. And he is my favorite Gator because he was the gift that kept on giving for Georgia. Boy, he couldn't contain Stetson Bennett. Boy, he was offsides. Boy, he couldn't do much of anything but just let us whip his ass. But with his dismissal today, I am sad to report that makes him now being the only player I'm aware of that's been dismissed from 30% of the SEC East teams.